We got the man, the big tank, Hollis Thomas.
How you doing?
And Irving Fryar, former #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Give it up for Hollis and Irving Fryar. Let's go.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. Oh, we have a very, very special show for you today. And this is because it's not often that you see a man that completely exemplifies Philadelphia, much like my two co-hosts did. But it's not often that somebody comes in and understands the city, represents the city, and hangs around because they love it as much as we love them. And Jason Kelce, today is your day to celebrate you. It is all about thanks to you. We're going to be live at Charlie's on the air from 12 to 2 today. After we get off, Usual Suspects will be playing.
Oh.
Okay?
Nice.
Right?
Usual Suspects be playing.
The Usual Suspects.
Everything that we take in today is going to the Eagles Autism Foundation. Big shout out and big thanks to Eagles Autism Foundation, as well as Jason Kelce's Be Philly Foundation. Everyone, we're going to have donation buckets out. Anybody that wants to drop a donation in to get to the two foundations, everything's appreciated. Everything that we take in at the door, all the t-shirt sales. We've got a cornhole tournament put on by Cornhole Craze and the Long Drink. All of that money is going to be going to cornhole, to the foundations as well. So everyone, please enjoy yourselves. Have fun. We're going to be talking Birds. We're going to be talking Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, everything. From what I understand, Irv's got a few choice words for the Sixers, so I can't wait to get into that.
Yeah.
We had a little pre-conversation a couple days ago, so Irv's got a lot to say about the Sixers, but we're going to dive right into it. First thing I want to talk about is the draft. Because you and I have not even gotten to discuss this at all. We were texting a little bit back and forth.
Right.
But, I mean, this is 2 years in a row now where there was a complete wish list where everybody was screaming for the same names.
Yeah.
And Howie went and checked every box.
But this is the first year that he actually paid attention to the linebacking corps. You can scream about the previous years all you want to, but this is actually the first year, not only in free agency, but in the draft, we paid attention to the linebacking corps, and that was one of the more lackluster parts of our team over the past few years.
More than a past few, I would say. You know, we had a short little window, the Super Bowl year, and then going back to when Trot was there with you, or with Seth back in the early 90s, I mean, linebackers were.
He came in with me.
That's right. He did. That's in 1995, right?
Hollis is old, too.
I'm old, too.
He's just not as old as me.
My rookie year was his first year in Philly.
You said old. I didn't say old.
I can say old.
I'm not as seasoned as him.
Yeah.
Seasoned.
Yes.
Seasoned is a good word.
Me.
Yes. But when you look at what he did, I think the one thing that, if you're a fan or even just a novice watching how he did check every box, but you have nothing to gripe about. There's nothing to bitch and moan about right now. And now all the players have to do is go out and put forth the effort.
Well,
it's one thing to have a great team on paper,
right?
But it's like you know how many teams win in April, in April and February?
None.
And no, I'm talking about how many teams win those times and then don't win in September and October when it counts.
Right.
There's a lot of teams that you look and be like, okay, they went out and spent some money and they got some good guys there, and they turn out it doesn't mesh. Now you have to do it.
The OTAs are going on right now across the league.
You mean the heroes in shorts and helmets?
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm going, because they really don't mean a whole lot. You know, you hear reports of how much athleticism there is on the new entries here at Philadelphia with the Eagles, and you know they're doing well in OTAs, but all they're really doing right now is installing plays.
Right.
They're making sure that the players, particularly the new ones, they come in and they understand what the concept is, they understand what the scheme is, they understand what the play calling is and what the terminology is. That's all really OTAs are about.
Now when you became a vet, no matter what team you were on, when you go through these OTAs, you often see the heroes in shorts. But once I became a vet, I was looking for the people who could get the actual plays, who knew where they were supposed to be at.
Right.
It's like, because you could kick anybody's butt in shorts, but the real man, you're gonna be able to tell once you put those pads on. But what I think that we should be looking for is who's able who's able to get the defense and how fast they get it, or the offense.
And that's the purpose, like I said, of the OTAs, to get that offense, that defense installed into your brain, into your system, into your DNA, so it becomes a reactionary thing rather than
Right.
something you have to think about when a play is called.
Now, how long did it? When you was on a couple of different teams. How long did it take you to master the systems in which you were in?
Well, to master them,
Yeah.
probably, a little bit past training camp, maybe. But I never really had a problem. I mean, I never really had a problem learning offenses.
Well, no, it's like no. When I say master, it's like, okay. So when you're in the system, like 2 or 3 years, it's like second nature to you.
Of course.
It's like so. That's what like once I'm in a system, a couple of like a year and a half, because that first year you're still feeling your way around because there's different nuances throughout the system that you don't know.
But again, for me, as I said, it didn't take me a whole year to master, to get to the point to where I
Right.
didn't think about it. It's part of my DNA. Just call the play and I go out and run it without even any hesitation. It never really took me. I guess maybe I was different
You
than
were
most.
different? Is that why you're the number 1 overall pick?
Maybe
I
so.
guess you're telling
But
me
it never
something.
really took me 2 or 3 years. And I did play for 4 different teams, and I was in 4 different systems. And each one of those systems was definitely different than the others.
Complicated, yeah.
None of them were the same. So I just had the ability to pick it up real quick. I mean, the passing tree is the same.
Right.
So you work with the passing tree, you know that. Just really for me, it was learning terminology, developing a cohesiveness with the quarterback.
Now you the cohesiveness with the quarterback, that's cool, fine and dandy in shorts, but
All of it's cool, fine, and dandy in shorts.
no, but it's like
You don't know what's going to happen until the whistle blows and you got those pads on.
Yeah, 'cause
and,
that's
and you have an opposition that's trying to.
Well, that's why I was going next with it was because, as you know, the dude Greeny on ESPN, he's smitten with the Jets and talking about how great Aaron Rodgers looked. I was like, dude, they are in shorts and helmets.
He was great
Shut
until
up.
he got on the field last year.
Exactly.
I mean, there's reports coming out that Mitch Trubisky looks better than Jalen Hurts. You can say whatever you want
No, the Kenny-
about how somebody looks.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett, I'm sorry, Kenny Pickett.
What the hell you get
Right,
the Trubisky
looks.
from?
Yeah.
I
Two
know,
guys that were in Pittsburgh.
I know, but it's the funny thing about that is just like a bunch of undue hate on my man Jalen at times, and it goes with some of the media outlets here. I'm like, dude, y'all just y'all pounding for the kid to fail. It's like he's showing you everything he needs to show you, and he just continues to get better.
I mean, the guy went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, right? And it's
Yeah.
not, I mean, you see this a lot
Yeah.
with young quarterbacks where they have a lot of success at one point and then they'll take a step back. Now, this is natural once defensive coordinators get tape on you and figure you out. They game plan on how to play against you.
Or-
The good quarterbacks will rise above that after tape comes out. You know what I mean? You
Yeah, I know-
see
I know-
the
I know
sophomore
what you-
slump.
I know, well, you could call it a sophomore slump or somebody who didn't know what the hell that they were doing that was calling the plays. You can't be that vanilla. You can't be playing checkers and the other team is playing chess.
100%.
So when you look at what went down throughout the season before that downfall, and once everybody got us on tape and knew what to do to stop us, we didn't have anybody. We didn't have an answer for the Max Blitz. We didn't.
Well,
and
I think
like
it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to recognize, now that it's happened and
Yeah.
now we're beyond it and we get
Right.
a chance to look back and think about it and try to dissect what happened. It's easy to recognize that Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni offensively just did not have an answer for
Right.
all of the defenses that were being thrown at them, particularly towards the middle to the latter part of the season. They just did not have an answer. They were not able to make the necessary adjustments, and that actually helped to make Jalen Hurts look bad.
Well, and I have the question to ask both of you guys because we caught lightning in the bottle the year we went to the Super Bowl, and we had two first-time coordinators who were good enough to get us to the Super Bowl. And then you think that they didn't do. I personally feel that they thought that they were going to catch that same lightning with two first-time play callers again.
No way.
And it kicked them. It came back to haunt them, and it bit them in the butt.
Well, like you said earlier, OTAs,
Right.
it's one thing to call plays at OTAs,
Right.
but when you're in the heat of the battle and you have to make adjustments against a seasoned defensive coordinator
Yeah.
in
Like
the
we
midst
got
of
now?
a game, that's a whole nother animal. And offensively, they just weren't able, even defensively, they just weren't able to do it last year.
Yeah. And it was
they
like,
didn't have the experience. That's
yeah,
why
it's-
both the offensive and defensive coordinators are new.
Yeah,
they're both gone.
They're both new, but they both have pedigree.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like it's. And,
Well, it's because they learned a lesson. Don't
yeah.
put anybody new in there. Don't put
exactly.
a novice in there.
Especially when you have. See, what I think that, and I was getting pissed as the season went along because we were relying too much on our talent. Once you get to the NFL, everybody's got talent.
What talent?
Our roster, we won 10, 11 games.
Yeah,
off the
we
rip,
did, by
but
just
that was
talent.
That's talent.
Yeah.
That was it. Because it wasn't because of scheme. Because they was playing Tecmo Bowl.
100%. I mean, it was like they were running the same 6 plays.
Yep.
You heard everybody talking about it.
Yep.
Bubble
And it
screen.
got to be
Yep.
It was crazy. It
Bubble
was
screen.
really frustrating. You were watching the same running play, the same draw, where
Yeah, and that-
Jalen Hurts
listen.
is getting flushed to his right because they were blitzing him from the strong side.
Yep.
Right? And
But
he
it-
would
but it-
try to make that pass down the line as he was running out of bounds.
That's
Well,
the
but
inexperience of Brian Johnson.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the funniest things is when you see Jalen Hurts getting the max blitz, and he's pump faking to try to slow the rush down, but they know that nobody's turning around and do a sight adjust
Right.
or
Right.
a hot read. There you go. I can hear myself. Now.
There we go.
There you go.
We've
you,
got sound.
Yeah,
we
we
can
got
finally
sound.
hear ourselves.
Thank you,
Okay,
brother.
there we go.
They can hear us, but we couldn't hear us.
That's right. They could hear us, but we couldn't hear us.
Yeah, but it was like when you look
It's very important for me to hear myself, Hollis.
I don't know how to take that, but
Well, no, he's got a point there.
Okay.
Because listen, who do you hear talk more than anybody else?
Yourself?
There you go.
There you go.
So you got to stop, but you got to stop listening to yourself and start talking to yourself.
But when you talk to yourself, have you ever talked to yourself and said, "What did you say?"
No, I've never done
Okay,
that.
because that means that you weren't listening to yourself.
Well, I know. I saw that post you put up.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about OTAs,
Okay.
I definitely want to touch in a little bit on James Bradbury. Now, to me, he had a bad year last year. That was very evident. But I think we're going to see everything that we need to see with how far along they think these rookies are if he's still on the roster after this weekend.
I don't. The thing that I don't think is, we talked about this on the show, Vetted.
Right. And let's touch in on that for a second. I have the stars of Vetted with me.
Yes.
Now, Hollis and I
There are only
are
2 stars on
right.
there.
Well, stars nonetheless.
So we were speaking about that, and I posed the question to Irvin. It's like sometimes when you get a little long in the tooth and your contract is a little big, and the team will play you in that last preseason game, and I said if it was me, I would be out there kicking asses, taking names, showing them that I'm supposed to be with the starters. I should not be on the field. And it's like, but when you look at the landscape of things now, when you see a player that's a little longer, not so much longer than 2, but that's a seasoned vet. Dear God, that's loud.
Okay, there we go.
And when you see a seasoned vet and they put him in there, he takes the woe is me approach, and he kind of screws himself because you're putting on tape for the other teams that may want you or may want to trade for you. I was like, but I don't think Bradbury has the. I don't think he has it. I don't think he's going to be here because of what? If you go back and look at the Seattle game, at the very last drive, they threw one pass away from Bradbury and it was incomplete. The rest of the way down that drive, yeah, we talk about Drew Lock. We're not talking about no world beater, no killer.
Right.
We're
Right.
talking about Drew Lock.
Yep.
And he marched downfield, and every play, I was in Seattle. I was getting pissed because he should have been pissed because every play, Drew Lock just came out, surveyed the field, 24, and just went. That's where he went each and every time, even on the touchdown. Right there, let me know that he wasn't able to take the bull by the horns and lead the young guys.
It was like our coaching staff was the only ones in the vicinity that had no idea where the ball was going. I was going nuts.
Well, it was obvious that, yes, Bradbury knew that they were picking on him.
Yes.
But it was obvious
Yeah,
that Bradbury couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, he
couldn't
was
do
a
anything
vision.
about
He
it.
could not do a thing about it.
He was a vision.
And he looked worse as the season progressed, and particularly at the end of the season, the last few games. But
I mean,
yes,
we'll go back to when you played, Irv, the West Coast offense with guys like
listen.
you and Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
It wasn't a top-secret formula.
No.
Everybody knew where the ball was going.
right. Yeah.
They just couldn't stop
Couldn't
it.
stop it.
But when you're talking about Drew Lock and,
Yeah.
whatever of the multitude of number 3 wide receivers that Seattle has, I mean, put
So-
Darius Slay on that side of the field.
I know, but this is the thing too. when he went to even, you know that the dude that caught the touchdown pass was either a second-year player or a rookie.
Right.
Yeah.
He toasted him.
So
First they put him on DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf caught a pass and put him on blast. Then they put him on somebody else. They caught a pass. And then we called timeout inexplicably, and they threw it to the young guy in the end zone on him.
It was embarrassing,
Yeah,
Tank.
very
It was,
yeah.
and it was very evident the direction that team was heading from there. I was thoroughly scared and knew exactly how it was going to go. I'm honestly surprised that they limped into the playoffs. I really was.
I really didn't want them to make the playoffs because it was going to just get. It was going to be ugly. I knew it was going to be ugly.
But it needed to be ugly.
Well, yes, it needed to be ugly.
I was down there at that game. They literally ran a max blitz 12 straight times. They ran the ball down our throats. So it looked like the Bad News Bears. The Bad News Bears with Walter Matthau was the coach.
It shed more light on the pimple that we had, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So for this time, these OTAs for Bradbury,
Right.
and particularly like you said in the preseason, he's going to have to prove himself.
Yeah.
And if he's not flashing, if they're not seeing him full speed, if they're not seeing him making plays in the preseason, because the starters aren't playing a whole lot in the preseason.
Exactly, but
he's supposed to be a starter.
I know, but he's going to be playing. And so
No, he's going to be playing.
I know.
He's not playing with the starters.
I know, but
he's going to be out there with the second and third team.
Answer this for me though. If he's doing just the same amount as one of the young guys, what do you do with him?
Well, I don't know what I'll do with him.
No,
Put him on
you're the
practice
GM.
squad.
What are you going to do with him?
I got to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to get rid of him.
He's going to be
gotta
traded.
cut
It's
him.
obvious that
he's going to be traded.
They brought in Mitchell. They drafted
Yeah.
Mitchell. They drafted Deshane.
Yep.
They're going to do something with
Kylie
those
Wong
two guys.
from last year.
Yes,
And
they're first
Rick
round
from
draft.
last year.
They're coming in. They're day one starters. Both of those cats.
Yeah.
So Bradbury's days are short here in Philadelphia.
Numbered.
Amen to that. I mean, this guy was getting absolutely blown up. But we do need to take a commercial break and pay
Okay.
some bills.
Okay.
Before we do, I just want to take a minute and thank our sponsors, Frosty Fusion Carts and the Long Drink are here. Everybody stop by Frosty Fusion and Long Drink and check out what they have to offer. I'm going to have products from both of them in front of me all day. As a matter of fact, I'm taking a sip of a Long Drink right now. I highly suggest everybody do the same thing. Obviously, stop by Frosty Fusion Carts. The Hero campaign is out here, too. We're going to talk a little bit about them when we get back from commercial break. Hank Sauce is here. Spectre Art is here. Sea Isle Iced Tea is here. Cornhole Craze is here. If you're not at a Charlie's right now, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to get over here immediately. This is your reality check.
All right.
Right? With Irving Fryer, Hollis Thomas, and Pete Vasali. We're going to be back on the other side of this commercial break. Stay tuned. On 98.7 The Coast and 106.3 Coast Country here at Charlie's Bar in Summers Point, 800 Shore Ave. If you're not here, what are you waiting for? We've got the Hero Campaign here. We've got Hank Sauce here. We've got Spectre Art, Frosty Fusion Cards, Sea Isle Iced Tea, The Long Drink, Cornhole Craze, and I have to take a moment and shout out Birdman Bats. Wait until you guys see the bat customized from Birdman Bats that we have to give away to the Cornhole Tournament winner. We also have t-shirts and stickers from Wild Ocean Surf Shop in Wildwood, New Jersey. And also, Eagles Autism Foundation will be here soon.
Awesome.
Swoop's coming to hang out with us.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're good, buddy, Swoop.
Yeah, Swoop is coming for some wings.
And we're going to have a lot of autographed memorabilia to give away from Eagles Autism Foundation, so stay tuned for that. Now,
Who's playing after we finish?
After we finish, Usual Suspects go on at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Nobody wants to miss out on that.
I'm just making sure you didn't sell them short.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why we pay you the big bucks. I need somebody to keep me in line because otherwise I'll get off track. Right? Before the break, we were talking a little bit about the Birds.
Yes.
And we're going to circle back to that. But we do need to touch in on the hottest team in Philadelphia right now.
The Flyers?
The best team
The Flyers.
in the Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I know, it was funny.
They have a very aggressive off-season plan, from what I hear.
Oh.
The Flyers.
Stop it.
This is what they're saying.
We'll see.
But
We'll see.
we do need to talk about the Fighting Phils right now, man.
Yes.
This is the hottest team in Major League Baseball.
Smoking.
The best record in Major League Baseball. And the pessimist that I am, that concerns me. Because
Why?
Because the
So
best
you-
team
so
in
you-
baseball
so
never wins the World Series.
Negative
You're
Nancy.
the elephant in the room.
I'm always the elephant in the room, Herb.
He's that guy.
So are you telling me that Phillies fans, and it was great yesterday. I had a big event with the church yesterday, right? So I didn't finish until almost. It was 9 o'clock when I got home. So when I got home, Phillies were like in fifth inning against the Cardinals. So I went upstairs, took a shower.
Yep.
I came downstairs. It was great. I came downstairs, turned the TV on. As soon as the TV came on, the sound came on. Boom!
run.
Bryce Harper hit that home run.
Was that beautiful?
Boom! I was like, yeah.
Now, if you're an avid baseball watcher, you should be happy that a certain person that what's Angel's last name?
Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez has retired.
Rest in peace, Angel Hernandez. Thank God that bum is gone.
He's god awful. Put it this way. Everybody, if you don't even watch baseball, you knew who Angel Hernandez was, because that's how bad his calls were.
He's not a friend of ours. He's an enemy of ours.
No,
He's
he's not. If you're
everybody.
listening right now, I don't know why you would be, but Angel, you suck. You are the worst thing that's ever happened to baseball.
Well, he can't suck anymore.
That's right.
Well, you know,
Good riddance.
But the funny thing is, I think he retired because they were about to fire the crap out of him, because they pulled him off some games because his officiating was so horrible.
Yeah, but
I mean, we're talking about balls that are a foot off the plate. He's calling strikes.
It was
It's
bad.
insane.
Yeah, it was horrible. And I had never seen nothing that egregious before.
So, Pete, are you of the mindset that because this team has started so well, Phillies have started so well, best record in the league right now, what is it, 41 and 18, is
That's
it?
right,
Best
41
record,
and 18.
Best record in Major League Baseball right now.
yeah.
Because of the stink that happened last year with the Eagles, are you inclined to think that that's kind of what's going to happen?
All right, I'm not
best record
brakes on
in
that.
the NFL at one point last year.
This is true, and that's a scary comparison that I didn't think about.
Don't wish that evil on us, Ricky Bobby.
No, I'm not wishing it on the Phillies.
Don't
but
wish
everybody
that evil
talks
on us.
about how long of a season it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And that
It's a
they're going to
long
have
season.
moments where they're going to get beat by teams, even teams that they shouldn't get beat by.
Kind of like
but
who
they're
they
winning.
just lost to out on the West Coast. We lost to a team on the West Coast we weren't supposed to lose to.
Right.
But it's like the difference between baseball and the rest of the baseball and football in general, they play pretty much every damn. So
Almost.
it's like so you can get that taste of losing out of your mouth quick. I don't see them going on the epic collapse that Negative Nancy over here is talking about.
Plus, they're not just. They're not barely
Enjoy the
winning.
ride.
Or they're not barely winning like the Eagles did last year in a lot of their games.
No, they're beating teams
they're
up.
mashing people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the one thing that I do know to the World Series is we actually have pitching now. Our pitchers is
Probably gonna have two pitchers.
way better. Way
Two All-Star pitchers probably this year.
Probably, yeah.
Three.
Yeah.
You think?
Three.
And a catcher.
Wheeler, Nola,
Nola.
and Suarez are
Suarez
going
will go before Nola.
You might
won't he?
even maybe get Christopher Sanchez to limp in. He's got like a 2.94 ERA right now as our
Still
fourth
too high
start.
to be now.
Yeah, you never know what might happen between
Yeah.
now and then. But I can say for certain that between Wheeler, Nola, and Sanchez,
Yeah.
Sanchez
They're
is
pitching
going
their
to
butts
be
off.
a Cy Young candidate at the moment,
Yeah.
as our number 3, which is insane.
And the difference this year, in my opinion, last year, particularly towards the latter part of the season, they were relying a lot on home runs.
Yeah.
Swinging
And that's
for the
what
fence.
scares me, Irv.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right
but they're
now.
not doing that this
They're not
year.
doing that.
They're playing baseball this
And
year.
it's like
they're
they're
getting
running the
base
bases.
hits,
And
scoring
they-
runs
yeah.
with doubles and singles,
Yeah.
and you got to be able to do that
Yeah.
in football. I mean, in baseball, if you're
Baseball.
going to maintain and carry on
Yeah.
into late into the season.
I'll
They're
tell you-
doing that right now. Not just home. They're hitting home runs,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but they're also hitting the singles and the doubles and placing the ball where it
Schwarber
needs to be placed.
particularly,
And
where he's not a typical leadoff hitter.
Right.
And Schwarber has molded himself into that because
Yeah.
their manager refuses to do anything with it. That's
But
another conversation.
Yeah, but it's like, but he's been a quality leadoff hitter.
Absolutely.
Not only that, I haven't seen any of the bonehead base running that we usually have.
You haven't seen
Yeah,
any
and
of
we
that
only
yet.
had, and we only
One
had,
time.
Yeah, we only had one. We had one so far. I've only seen one bad defensive game, and I think we just stunk up the joint. And we have.
But
been
you're
on a
gonna
nice
have that.
tear.
You're gonna
Yeah.
have that.
And but we brought ourselves back out of
Right,
it by
right up,
winning.
right back up.
It was like on the road trip, on the West Coast road trip. I think we lost like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And then we were able to win a couple, and then come back here and
And
continue to winning.
that's a great sign.
Yeah.
You lost 3 in a row, and then you come back and
Yeah.
get back on
Absolutely.
the winning track. That's a
Back-to-back
great
wins
sign.
after
That's
a
great
loss.
sign.
No doubt
Yep.
about it.
Yep.
I'll tell you the 2 things that worry me. One of them is we've had problems with our closers, right? Late in the season, where we got comfortable with them, and then down the stretch, when it really mattered, they kind of came apart a little bit.
As long as
we
they don't
saw
listen
it
to
big
you.
time
But that's,
last
not,
year.
but that's not happening right now.
I know,
It's not happening
That's
right
not
now.
As long as they don't
right
listen
now.
to
It's
you.
not happening, and it wasn't a right now problem that last year or the year before.
Yeah, but we had
it was
other
a problem
issues.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was.
postseason.
But we had other
Yes, it
issues
was.
last year at this moment. We
it
weren't
was.
winning like we're winning right now.
Alvarado was not that bad last year
Say it again.
in the beginning of the
Not that bad. He was
Right.
at times he was god awful. Stop it.
He's doing
Stop it.
great right
He's
now.
doing good
God
now.
We've
awful,
seen
God
this
awful.
from
It
him
was-
in the
it
regular
was-
season
yeah, it was-
before too.
He was
We've
doing hard.
seen him do
last
this,
year
and like-
hold on. Last year when we had a lead, and we went into some of those waning innings,
You
couldn't
could kiss it goodbye.
No, you couldn't turn the TV off because you knew our pitching, our bullpen.
We're about
was
to blow it.
was
Yeah,
gonna
you
blow
could
it.
kiss it goodbye. It was
It's
gonna
like
get blown.
it's like it was in a microcosm of what happened. I think we was up like 8-1 or something.
And that game we lost
went
last year, yeah.
No, but we didn't lose. We ended up winning 8-7 though. We almost lost
Oh,
that.
yeah,
they
almost
tried.
lost.
They
Yeah,
did their
tried.
best.
They tried to give it to him.
Well,
I was
they
like,
did
gave you a heart
best.
attack.
yeah. No, I went to the bathroom and came back and said, what the hell happened?
The other problem is there's been 2 real big trends in the postseason last year where the other team that we were playing, being Houston and Arizona, stopped throwing strikes, and we kept swinging at them.
But we're
That's a
not doing. There was a statistic that's out about chasing bad pitches, and the Phillies are down or have increased the number, which means doing better in terms of chasing bad pitches
yeah.
by about 30%.
Yes.
They're not chasing bad pitches
And you-
like they were last year.
And you chase bad pitches because you're trying to do what? Hit a home
Do
run.
too
Yep.
much.
No, you're trying to hit a home
Absolutely.
run.
Well, you're trying to do
You
too
say-
much. Hit a home
yeah,
run
yeah.
instead of just placing the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit a home
It's like
run,
instead
do
of
too
putting the ball-
much, same
putting the
thing,
ball
6
in
in
play.
one hand, half dozen in the
I'm
other.
gonna tell you something. They slowed that home run down. I keep going back to Bryce Harper, but they slowed that home run down that he hit. Man, his eyes. I mean, he saw that ball go right off the bat. His eyes,
dialed
you see
in.
his eyes traced it right to the bat. Man, that's just an unbelievable talent
I
gift
know.
that he has.
Yeah.
I had that in a parlay, by the way, yesterday at Bryce
Oh, okay.
Harper anytime home run.
I thought you were going somewhere else. So I was like,
The other-
you couldn't have that type of skill. No.
The other thing I had in it, though, which was unfortunate, was Ranger Suarez to have 8 strikeouts, and he got an injury in the second inning to his hand. So, unfortunately, I didn't hit that bet. But I did put the Bryce Harper anytime home run in there. So that was a nice little.
So what'd you win for that?
Yeah, I didn't win.
You didn't
And
win.
Ranger Suarez needed 8 strikeouts.
Oh, you
so
had
I
to
didn't
get
hit
both.
the bet. But
So you just lost.
yeah, just
Is
lost.
that-
So,
that-
so what,
is that-
what did
is
you
that-
learn? What did you learn in that lesson?
I learned that.
Stop betting.
Yeah,
Because you're not that good at it.
I didn't learn anything.
You didn't learn nothing.
I got bets in for
They didn't
today.
learn anything.
Let's be honest. I didn't learn anything.
Now this is now we was talking about baseball. It's basketball. The finals is coming up. Are coming up.
Yes.
When is the first finals game?
I'm sorry?
When is the first finals game? NBA
It's
finals?
Thursday.
It's Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
But let's talk about our Sixers.
Dallas and Boston
No,
on
we just
Thursday.
don't-
Oh,
yeah,
you want
we-
to talk Sixers? You want to jump right into it?
Yeah, I want to jump right into the Sixers.
I can see it. Look,
'Cause I wanna give- I
Irv's
wanna give
ready to
Irv-
go,
I want to
man.
give Irv an opportunity to tell
He's
everybody.
drooling.
Well,
Look at
I want
it.
to give him an opportunity to tell everybody
Because it's obvious.
Because why he doesn't think Embiid is the answer.
It's
Okay.
just, listen, do we have any Sixers fans?
Sixers fans, make noise. Let's hear it.
Okay,
Sixers
listen.
fans.
Sixers fans, listen, please.
No.
Sixers, listen,
No.
please don't
No,
get
he's
mad
old.
at me. Don't get mad at me
right
with
now.
what I'm about to say.
Old.
Listen, it doesn't matter who the Sixers bring in here. It doesn't matter who they draft. It doesn't matter who they Paul George, Boy George. It doesn't matter who they bring in here. As long as the Sixers continue to believe that Joel Embiid is the man that's going to lead them to a championship, they're going to always be disappointed.
Yep.
At this
Listen,
point, they
Joe,
need to
listen
focus
to
on
me.
Maxey.
Joel Embiid is a great athlete. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player, but Joel Embiid does not have the dog that he needs inside of him to lead his teammates to a championship. He's
the thing.
too soft.
Yep.
He's too injury prone.
Yep.
Yes.
He does not have what it takes on the ends. It's not something that you can inject inside of him.
Yep.
The
You
best
are
ability-
born with it, you got it, or you don't got
Woo!
it. He does not have it.
Yep.
Great player. But he's not going to lead the Sixers to a championship. And as long as he's on the Sixers are going to continue, and you Sixer fans are going to continue to be disappointed.
Yes. I told you. I say, and somebody just
Irv
yelled out.
needed the mic for that,
I know,
man.
but somebody just yelled out like Paul George and Jimmy Butler. Why do we keep signing people out after their prime?
Listen, at this
Why-
point, I
why
think
do
I'd rather have Boy George. Boy George's probably less injury
But no,
prone.
it's like when we brought the Kid Baby Tumbo in here. We brought Chris Webber in here.
Yeah,
And
Chris
it's
Webber.
after his prime.
Yeah.
After his prime.
After his prime.
Andrew Bynum.
But really,
The biggest
I-
thief in Philadelphia
Yeah.
history.
I don't know.
Stole $65 million from the
You
Sixers.
did remember Sam Bradford was there too. So yeah, he's not the biggest.
I blame Chip Kelly for Sam Bradford.
and Kevin Cobb too. Remember
I
that.
blame Chip Kelly for Sam Bradford.
Remember Kevin Cobb too.
I do remember Kevin Cobb. I do remember
so
Kevin
there's
Cobb.
been way bigger thieves.
But
Andrew
Bynum-
Bynum got traded here.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of
Doesn't
them matter. I'm telling
The
you.
best
it doesn't
ability is
matter.
availability. If you're not on the floor, you can't win.
Because you
Yeah.
hear people keep saying, well, if Joel Embiid could do this, if he can just be a little tougher, all he's got to do is do. He doesn't have it. If he had it, he would show it.
Yep.
If he could be stronger, if he could be tougher, if he could be that leader, he would have been that by now.
Now-
If Ben Simmons wasn't soft
Stop it,
between
stop
the
it.
ears, we could say ifs all day
Right.
long.
I know, but-
I don't want guys with ifs. I'm done with ifs. We always get the if guy.
That's what
we
you-
always get the if guy.
They need to shake the trees and start to rebuild this team around Maxey.
Yeah, because,
Period.
Yeah, because when you look at it, every time we go after somebody, they're out of their prime. And speaking of being out of their prime, I think we have to go for a break. Go ahead,
Yes.
tell them, Pete, what we got on the break.
We are going to pay some bills and take a break. Back on the other side, I want to continue this Sixers conversation because
Yeah.
it's getting
There's
heated.
nothing else to talk about
know.
concerning the Sixers.
And
Well,
on the other
we need to
side-
talk about off-season plans.
Well, on
We're
the
going
other-
to discuss
It
off-season
doesn't
plans.
it
matter.
As long as you got Joel Embiid at the core. But I will tell you why I migrated over to what he was saying on the other side.
All right. Other side of the break. We're going to dip in a little bit on Sixers. I don't want to go too deep because Irv's getting upset. I don't want to get
You got me sweating
too
over here
angry.
now.
Yeah. He's sweating in the sun. He's got a tracksuit on. Right? But we are live at Charlie's, 800 Shore Road. If you're not here yet, what are you waiting for? There's plenty of space in the parking lot. Get over here. Hero Campaign is here. Spectre Art. Hank Sauce, Frosty Fusion Carts, CL Iced Tea, the long drink. It's long drink o'clock, by the way. I need another one. We'll be back on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
How many times has he played on? How many times has he played on season?
All right, we are back live at Charlie's. Charlie's giving up. What's going on? Charlie's Bar, Summers Point, 800 Shore Road. If you're not here yet, I have no idea what you're waiting for. There's a huge event going on. We've got a cornhole tournament by Cornhole Craze and the Long Drink. I've got a long drink in my hand right now. Frosty Fusion carts are here. Everybody stop over at Frosty Fusion carts and check out what they have. They've got desserts. They've got mixed drinks. Spectre Art is here with a bunch of art. Go check out Spectre Art. Hank Sauce, the Hero Campaign. We got to talk about the Hero Campaign because they're doing the Montini Challenge.
The who?
Okay, Montini Challenge.
What does that mean?
Right?
What does that mean? Explain the rules.
Montini Challenge. They've come up with a non-alcoholic drink for every bar in the area, and whichever bar gets the most votes is going to win bragging rights, a trophy, and something else to be determined later.
No money, no
But,
cash.
Well, I don't think we're in the. I don't think we're in the money giving business.
I'm
It's a charity.
teasing you. Just,
But-
I like to throw that up there just to make
Speaking
you
of charities, Hero Campaign has just dropped us off a drink right now. Right, very very worthy cause. Providing designated drivers.
Is this alcoholic?
This is non-alcoholic.
So,
This is non-alcoholic.
What you stumbling for, Hollis?
So you want me to drink it?
This is for the designated drivers. That's not you, Tank.
It's not me. So.
That's not you. You gotta save this for your
That's
Uber
for-
driver.
It's for whoever's driving?
All right. Well,
Okay,
cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers, gentlemen, to the
Cheers,
Hero
cheers.
Campaign.
To the Hero
One of the
Campaign,
most worthy
designated
causes
driver.
around.
You left him hanging.
There we go.
There you go.
Cheers,
Good things.
cheers.
Good things. It doesn't have the same zest. I'm just saying.
But it is
It
delicious.
is good. It is
Yeah,
good.
it doesn't have the
It doesn't
same
have a
zing.
twang to it, but it is
But it doesn't have the
delicious.
zing that I
Some
need.
grapefruit in there, right?
Zing.
If I'm not mistaken. Pineapple, orange, and lemon, grenadine, ginger ale. Okay. So I was way off with grapefruit.
Yep.
All right.
Your palate
Anyway,
needs some work.
but yes, a very worthy cause. And speaking of worthy causes, everything we take in today is going to the Eagles Autism Foundation
All right.
and Eagles Beef Philly Foundation. Everybody, let's hear an Eagles chant right now. Give me an Eagles chant. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Let's go Birds, baby.
Oh,
Let's
I
go.
wanted them to hear it on the mic too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know. I was yelling it out loud.
There it is. Everything taken in today is going to the Eagles Autism Foundation, going to Jason Kelsey's Beef Philly Foundation. Let's not forget the man that we're celebrating today. We're here to give thanks to Jason Kelsey. He was not able to attend today, but that's okay. We're going to get him here next year. We're going to try.
I'll try to get them there.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to try.
He's going to be
Right?
even more popular next
Yeah,
year.
probably.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little
Well,
more
you know,
Monday Night Football.
we're
Good
gonna have a
luck.
sizable check to cut to his foundation at the end of the day.
Okay.
Hopefully that's enticing enough to
Yeah.
where he comes next year.
Good
But
luck.
either way,
Good luck.
we do love Jason
Yes, we do.
Kelsey. Jason Kelsey exemplified this city of Philadelphia, much like Hollis Thomas and Irving Fryer. I mean, these guys played in other cities, folks, and they're back here because they understand what Philadelphia is, what we are about, and they represent it as good as anybody else, just as Jason Kelsey
Go
did.
Birds.
right.
Go Birds.
That's it.
Go
Go
Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Before the break, we talked a little bit about the Sixers.
Yeah, we were talking about.
We're going to touch on it a little bit because their off-season plans are awful.
Well,
Right? I keep hearing-
before you jump into that ordeal,
Go ahead.
Because Daryl Morey's a weirdo. I don't trust
Is he-
him as
is
far
he-
as I
is
can
he
see
a
him.
weirdo?
Yes, he's a weirdo.
He's a
I don't-
weirdo.
I don't trust him as far as I can see him. The one thing that got me on board.
I mean, do we need to bring up the rumors about him and Tobias Harris? We're
Oh.
going to leave
Whoa,
that.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, God.
I didn't hear about that.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
didn't hear about
no,
that?
no. What's that, Pete?
Did they have words with
Come
each
on,
other?
It's,
come on.
it's not. It's
Spill the
not.
beans.
It's not on
Spill
air
the beans.
appropriate, gentlemen. Let's
okay.
leave it at that.
Well, you
Okay.
can clean it up.
Let's leave it at that.
They had words with
I
each other?
heard stories
Okay.
about Daryl Morey feeding crumble cookies to Tobias Harris during a certain interaction between the two of them. We're going to leave it right there.
Were they standing up or were
I
they
don't
laying
know.
down?
That's behind closed doors. I wasn't present for that.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be
yeah.
present for it. There's not ever going to be a point where I'm present for it.
Good.
Not
yeah.
that there's anything wrong with that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Oh, yes, there is. Oh, yes, there is.
I just work here.
I just work
Yeah,
here.
so before the break, I told you what I was going to migrate into with.
That's right. Hollis,
Walk in the tooth.
with-
Hollis
well,
agrees with me.
I agree with him.
I
about-
agree with you also.
Well, one of the main reasons is like he would always get like a injury during the playoffs towards the end.
Yes.
But then there was a couple of times where he ate McDonald's or ate something bad. How the hell are you a finely tuned athlete and you're eating McDonald's, but the day before the game and you get sick enough to where you can't play in the playoff game?
100%.
And I was like, and it goes back to what he said. It's like you're supposed to be the person that puts the team on your back and carries the team. Now he can't. I think, and he said this too when he won the MVP. He said all he was trying to do was win the MVP.
Right.
As soon as he won the MVP, he
stopped
literally
playing.
just turned it off.
Yep.
It's like if you're about the it's a team sport. If you're about the single person accolades, then we don't need you there. We need
It shows
to
a
win one.
complete lack of self-discipline.
Well, he
Yeah.
just
is
got to
what
be.
it shows.
He's got to be, and he can't be tougher.
Yeah.
He's 7'2",
Yeah.
and what, 300 pounds,
And nimble.
298?
He's nimble as all
And
get out.
he's not, and he should be beating people
Yeah.
down.
Yes,
he
he
should
should
take
be.
that ball like Shaq down in the paint
Yes. Yep.
and slam it every
Impose
time he
your
gets
will.
it.
Yes.
And anytime anybody who gets in the way, you're gonna get your fingers, your wrist, whatever broken.
Right, hurt people.
Yeah, you gotta get
hurt
made-
people.
Just like Shaq did.
Yeah.
You gotta get
Who
made-
cares about the foul? Leave them with a memory so they don't come into your
So
own
next time
zone
they
again.
won't get in
you
your way.
come into my airspace, I'm shooting you down. Plain and simple. Take that foul.
There's no one in the league
Right.
that is intimidated by him.
Get violent.
No one.
Hurt somebody.
Nobody.
It's insane, man. I can't stand when I watch him shoot a three. You're doing the defense a favor
Yep.
every time you shoot a
He
three.
needs to be down in the
You're
paint.
doing the defense a favor every time somebody else shoots a three and you're standing next to him. Get your big ass underneath the rack and pick that ball.
There you go.
Right?
There you go. That's
it's
right.
not going in.
Yes.
Nobody on the team can shoot threes except Maxey. It's not going in. Get down there and grab that rebound.
I agree.
Shine that glass.
That's
That's your job.
It's not gonna happen though.
It's not.
No, it's
Not
not.
gonna happen.
He's soft.
Gotta get
He's soft.
With
rid
the
of
capital
Embiid.
F and T.
He gets hurt. We're talking about a man that had back and knee problems at 18 years old. That doesn't get better with age. And he was at 7 foot tall. He was like 215 pounds.
And who's to blame for him still being here? You're
Daryl
weirdo.
Morey.
You're weirdo.
Daryl Morey.
Daryl
Shout out to Crumble Cookie. They're not a sponsor today, but
And
we're
it's like-
shouting them out anyway.
So my brother despises Daryl Morey, and so he was talking about when he brought Harris
The beard.
the beard when the beard got weird.
Yes,
They
yes, James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden when he brought that crap show here, and
That was stupid
That was
too.
Probably
stupid.
feeding him Crumble
Yeah.
Cookies
After
too
his
behind
prime.
closed
yeah,
doors.
after
after
his
his
prime,
Yep.
and stuck up the joint. And it's I don't know. Daryl Morey just sucks.
He's not
Yeah.
a very basketball talent intelligent kind of guy.
Now we'll let us humor Pete. Now tell us what they're doing in the offseason.
Well, all the names I'm hearing, I'd feel better if you two were getting in the conversation.
Well,
We're talking about LeBron James.
Nobody cares.
LeBron's not
talking about
coming here.
Paul George.
Okay, wait.
Right?
First, let's go back to LeBron. Why would LeBron James come to Philadelphia?
There's no reason for it.
He's
But there's
not
one
coming to
There's one
Philadelphia.
reason.
Okay,
If
the
we
draft-
move up and draft
draft
his
his
son,
son.
he would come here. He
And
said
nobody cares.
all along, he's been
Would you
saying
do
for
that?
years.
Would you do that, Hollis?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Anytime Caitlin Clark is talking trash about you, she said LeBron. He said LeBron
She said
James.
she'll wear him out, huh?
Yeah, she said she'll
She
wear him
will
out.
wear him out. I'll take Caitlin
Yeah, I'll
Clark
take her
over
too.
LeBron
Yeah.
James and his son.
There was two anonymous scouts at the NBA combine. They said that they wouldn't even look his way. It's like because at the size he's at, you have to be either a really good shooter or really great on defense
Right.
and be just a
And he's-
dynamic athlete.
and he's
none
neither.
of them.
Yeah,
he's
neither.
just Bronny.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the paper towels.
Well, LeBron
No.
James is not coming to Philadelphia, so I don't know where you heard that name or who's throwing
No,
that name.
That's a highly
it's been
talked
in the
about
rumors.
name right now.
He's
a lot
not.
of people,
Who's saying that?
a lot of people are
Some
talking about
so-called
it.
Weirdo.
basketball experts.
No, weirdos.
Yeah, so-called basketball
Yeah, people-
experts.
LeBron
The big-
James is not coming to Philadelphia.
people-
So-called not to be named radio stations in
He-
Philadelphia.
What reason does he have to come here? Why would he come here?
So-called not to be named fur coat wearing sons of prominent radio hosts in Philadelphia.
You
Right?
just-
Got their job
You can
based
just go
on
ahead and say it.
nepotism.
You can go-
Yeah, you know, the funny part
It's
is
good
like,
to be somebody's son.
well, yeah.
It is good
It
to be
is.
somebody's son.
Yeah.
I
Can
guess
I
you-
get a job? I'm somebody's son.
Hey, I'm somebody's son too.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
You know what? I don't want a job. We're here at Charlie's, and that's exactly where I want to be with my two
we got a
my
job.
two good friends,
Ah, cool.
Tank and Irv. You know, come out to Charlie's if you're not here yet, right? But we are talking LeBron James. We're gonna move on.
We're not
from
talking
that.
LeBron James.
We're gonna move on from that. The other name-
you and Spike
brought
Eskins
LeBron.
and every other weirdo that don't know any. I was like,
I don't want
that's
him.
just
Spike wants
They be doing this stuff for clickbait.
Yeah.
It's like if you were that good at predicting talent, then you would have a job somewhere on the NBA team.
That's right. That's right.
It's like, I sat there and listened to them talk about Markelle Fultz, and before we go to break, Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum, and you see how that turned out.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. Right? On the back end, we're going to get out of this. We're going to go back into the birds.
Okay.
We're going to talk a little bit about Saquon Barkley on the
Okay.
other side, his health status after we were discussing
See,
Joel
you're
Embiid.
negative Nancy. He's healthy now.
He's healthy now.
Where were we? We on
Right.
the coast. Tell them about the coast.
Well, it's not fun if we all get along, Thomas. I gotta poke the bear a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. You know.
On the other side, we're going to talk Saquon Barkley. We're going to talk expectations for the Birds next year.
Expectations.
Right? We are at Charlie's on 800 Shore Road in Summers Point. Get out here if you're not here yet. Right? Everybody, Hank Sauce is here, Frosty Fusion Card, Spectre Art, the Be Hero Campaign, Sea Isle Iced Tea, The Long Drink, Cornhole Craze. We're giving out prizes courtesy of Birdman Bats and Wild Ocean Surf Shop. Get over here now. We'll be back on the other side. Live at Charlie's in Summers Point. Nobody was able to answer my trivia question.
I did.
Hey?
Yep.
Julius Peppers
And
Donovan McNabb,
I
the
played-
only two players in NFL history. Here's gift cards from Wild Ocean Surf Shop. Gift cards from Wild Ocean. There we go. Gift cards from Wild Ocean. We're giving out more after the break. Hang around, stay outside. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot going on today. The usual suspects are playing at 2 o'clock after we
Yes.
get off the air. Stay tuned for that. But we're going to talk a little bit about Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Huge offseason signing.
Yep.
Huge offseason
Tremendous.
signing. I mean,
That's a
this
tremendous
is going
signing.
to completely transform the running game. Tank, are they going to give him the ball?
Well, it's a twofold thing. When you have two receivers like we have, and a tight end like we have, but it's like sometimes that blitz is not easy to pick up. You got a guy who knows how to who can offset things by being able to not only pick up the blitz, but put other opposing teams' defense on notice where they have to put 8 in the box to stop him. It's like when you put 8 in the box to stop him, then it opens up everything on the outside.
The passing game, absolutely.
Yeah.
That brings a scary depth to our
also
offense.
he has a real offensive line now. That it's just one of those things where I don't think he understands what's going to transpire until he's actually in the game.
Well, I know one of the things that he probably does understand is that he will not be the focal point
Right.
of the defensive game planning against for the Eagles, all the defensive coordinators, because when he was with the Giants, obviously he was the only real formidable weapon they had on offense. So he struggled in trying to get yards. He struggled trying to get passes. He struggled at that position of running back because there were really no other offensive threats. I believe Saquon coming here is similar to something that I experienced in my career when I left New England and went to Miami.
Right.
Sometimes when you have a change like that and you go to a better situation and you're not the focal point, man, your stats, your ability to produce, the asset you become to the team just flies through the roof. And I think Saquon this year for the Eagles, 2024, he's going to have his best season yet.
I hope so.
And don't forget this. He's also going to be an asset in protecting the quarterback.
Yes.
He is one of the best blocking running backs in the
Yes,
league.
in that blitz,
Yeah,
the back has to be able to step up and stone that blitzer.
Yep.
And I know Saquon, I've seen him do it.
Yes.
Saquon has the
100%.
ability and is willing to do that, and he will do that.
And that's going to be exactly what they're going to do with him when they start blitzing
When they start
from the
blitzing,
straw and
yes.
try to
Yes.
force Jalen Hurts to his right.
Right. What the thing was is if you look at the other backs we had who were really good backs, but it was times where they were running those max blitzes and
They were no asset.
yeah,
to the offense.
they were pretty much liability. It was like the linebacker be running through like you know those breakaway pieces of paper, but you know when you're coming out and you break the piece of paper.
Right.
That's what our running back.
Well, that was the difference.
Yes.
People are asking, what's the difference, as in terms of Swift and Saquon. Swift was a good running back. He was an excellent running back.
Yes.
But he did not do as good a job or cannot do as good a job as Saquon in the
picking
blitz.
up a blitz and run and blocking in general.
And blocking in
it's
general,
like
yeah.
and he was a threat, but it's like he's not that threat like they wasn't putting 8 people in the box to stop him.
No, they're going to have.
Yeah.
They're going to have to with Saquon. Man, can you imagine this offense?
Right.
Defensive coordinators looking at this offense.
Who are you going to
next
cover?
year. Who are you going to cover?
Yep.
What you're going to do? I mean, there are only 2 question marks about this offense. That's the
Third receiver.
Not really the third receiver, but the center and the right guard.
Yes.
Now, here's a question I want to ask you, Hollis.
Okay.
Because I believe that Cam Jurgens is going to be the starting center.
Right.
And actually, Cam is going to be at the Friarplace
Okay,
this Friday on the 7th.
Friday.
I have
Okay.
I have a podcast that I do at the Cigar Code called The Fireplace on the first Fridays of every month, and Cam
Yes.
Jurgens is my guest, live guest this
While we're
Friday.
talking about that, everybody that's not listening to Vetted needs to subscribe to the Vetted podcast with Hollis and Irv. A great podcast, the most inside information that you're going to get,
We try.
the most informative from inside the huddle that you're going to get. You're talking about 2 of the most seasoned people that have played in the NFL when it was meant to be played, when you were actually allowed to hit people, right? Everybody subscribe to the Vetted podcast. If you're not listening to that, you need to get on to it.
All right.
Please
Appreciate
continue, Irv.
Here's what I'm going to ask you, Hollis, about Tyler Steen.
Okay.
Now, we know over the last couple of years, he wasn't a starter,
Right.
but he has played. There are
Yes.
times he's come in and played some significant,
spot duty,
significant
did
amount of
pretty
time,
good, yeah.
spot duty. But I've never heard, because people are questioning, well, can
Right.
Tyler Steen come in and play the right guard?
Right.
Well, he has played right guard, and I've never even in the debacle that they've had
Right.
the last part of the season, I never heard anybody say, well, Tyler Steen didn't do this. Tyler Steen needs to do
Yeah.
that. He was horrible. He didn't pick up the blitz. He's always played well.
Yeah, he's always. I like Tyler because he always does the right thing.
He's always played well.
And it's like when you look at him. I thought that he was going to beat Cam Jenkins out for the guard position when he came in, but I think he just needed to get his feet wet. Because the game is a lot faster when you go from college to pro,
Right.
and especially on the interior line play, and I think he picked it up, and I think it's his time. I think it's his time now. Now he's going to have a little. We picked up the kid from the Jets, the offense,
Right.
and he's probably going to be a swing guy. But not only is he going to be a swing guy, but he's also probably going to have to play on the interior. And I think he went to Stoutland Academy, so they had kind of
They
like
should
a drop.
be even
Yeah,
bet-
so
yeah.
they kind of had a drop on him.
Right.
So it was.
Right.
So I think Tyler Steen is my favorite to win the spot.
So I said that to say
Right.
this, not only at the skill position for the Eagles offense,
Right.
but you talk about their offensive line,
Right.
there really are no, significant weak spots
Right.
that you can actually focus on
Yeah.
and take advantage of.
Right.
They're going to be a nightmare if they stay healthy, pretty much healthy. They're going to be a nightmare
health is the,
for
health is
defensive
the key,
coordinators.
yes.
That's the
And
key.
it's
Yeah.
the one thing that, and I think sometimes we still forget about Dallas Goedert. It's like
I didn't name them all, but when you talk about the passing game,
when you talk
I
about,
include him
but
in that.
Also in the blocking game as well.
Yes.
It's like I went back and watched some of the times. He's an extremely good blocker, and it's like when you have guys like that are doing all the work that's supposed to be done, it's hard for you as a defender to be able to sometimes when we were playing in practice, and I knew Chad Lewis was out there, I knew damn well there wasn't going to be no damn run play.
Right.
Because Chad Lewis was not
not
going
a
to be
run
a
blocker,
run blocker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you get players that you can disguise things and you can put people on notice that you're going to be kicking their ass all day long.
Right, and in that, again, the offense, they have no excuses
None.
this year. They have a new offensive coordinator, right, who is seasoned.
Very
And,
seasoned.
and he's got a prolific type offense that he's used to calling. He's
Yep.
going to mix in the RPOs with that. I believe
Yep.
that's what he's going to do. He's going to have
RPO
Jalen.
needs to get
He's
reinstituted.
going to have Jalen up underneath the center sometime, not all the time,
Yep.
but at least he won't be in the shotgun all the time.
Yeah, that's
So
the one thing too. It's like I think not being in the shotgun because sometimes
it's going to be motion.
Yeah,
We're
it's
going
gonna
to
be
move
some
guys
motion
around,
and
create some mismatches
and some shifting.
Shifting. This offense they got no excuses this year.
The one
None.
thing that I think we'll be able to do as well is we won't have to do the tush push anymore because we actually have a running back that can actually get a yard. Going downhill,
but it's good to know that they can still do it.
They can still do
Yeah.
it, but
with Jason Kelsey gone, how effective is it going to be?
Now we're talking about Kellen Moore, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
Right.
We don't have any concerns about his failures in Dallas and LA Chargers.
His failures in Dallas, they were the number one offense.
Yeah, they were number one offense. when
Okay,
he
but
was
what
there.
did that get them?
They got him into. What do you think he's going to get us?
I
we
mean,
didn't
I
know what
hope it gets
offense-
us further than them. I don't want a first
Exactly.
round exit.
Exactly. They didn't do what it did what it took defensively.
Okay,
to stay
here you
on the
go.
field. And
Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah. See that's the.
Although I think
and so-
kudos to Dak, I think he
For
played.
what?
Wait, I think he played better.
For one playoff
I think he
victory?
played
I'm
better.
with Tank on this
I
one.
think he played better than
For one
Jalen
playoff-
last year.
For one playoff victory.
Last year.
One playoff
last
victory.
year, whatever.
Between him,
He played better than Jalen
There's
last
two
year.
playoff victories between him and Tony Romo.
That dude's got lukewarm.
I'm not
tea
talking
in his
about
veins.
playoffs.
No.
I'm just talking about during the regular season.
He
Dallas sucks for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dallas
Dallas
sucks. Listen, I'm not a Dallas fan at all. There you go. Dallas
Dallas
sucks.
sucks.
You're
There
right.
we go.
Dallas
Let's hear
does
it.
suck.
Let's hear it,
We're just-
everybody.
I
We're
really
just-
mean it.
We're just going back and forth here.
I know.
That's
Giving
all
my
right.
opinion. Look, Dallas sucks. I am not a Dallas fan.
By any stretch of the means.
And I want
it's
Jalen Hurts to get on the ball this year.
Yeah.
I hope and pray that Kellen Moore comes in here. They have a nice, cohesive relationship.
Right.
That Kellen Moore is able to impart into Jalen his offense and the way he wants him to play it. And Kellen is able to put Jalen in position to do what he does best most of the time.
Yeah. He's not going to Dak Prescott it up. How the hell do
Okay,
you,
but what about
how the hell
Justin
do-
Herbert?
How do you?
It's
What
not
about
like he
him?
didn't have tools in
What
the
about him?
Chargers, too.
What about him?
Who, Justin Herbert?
Justin
Did you-
Herbert
did
is
you-
a
hold on,
more
hold on.
capable quarterback than Dak Prescott.
I'm not saying he's not.
Hold on.
I didn't say Dak
Hold on.
was a great quarterback.
No, hold on.
He's not a great quarterback.
No, but Justin Herbert really. Justin Herbert is good.
He's good.
But their head coach sucked to the high heavens. That's the same
Okay.
Yahoo that had a tie and you're into the playoffs, and he called the timeout so that the Raiders could kick a field goal to win, and they were out of the playoffs. He went for it on 4th down against Kansas City 4 or 5 times, having the victory. All you got to do is kick a chip shot field goal.
You're right.
The coach sucked, and I think Kellen Moore just got out of a bad situation.
I'm just looking for clarification here. You think
Clarification.
that it's more on the head coach of where he was at in Dallas and at the Chargers than it is on him?
Well,
I just told you in Dallas he had the #1 offense.
Right, yeah.
He did.
Yes,
He did.
he did.
But that
That's not-
offense went stale in the playoffs.
It wasn't because of the play calling.
Okay.
It was because of the shortcomings of one.
Hey, let's hope so.
Dakota
Negative
Prescott.
Nancy had to chime in somewhere.
Head coach makes some
I
bad
gotta
calls too.
Dakota
fit in
Prescott.
where I can get it.
Head
Dakota
coach makes some
Prescott.
bad calls too in terms of game,
Right.
in terms of managing the game.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's Dakota Prescott.
Yeah. Dakota Prescott. Dakota Prescott. Well, shout out to Dakota, whatever he's doing right now, to get himself prepared for another letdown this
Yes,
year.
yes.
You
In
know?
fact,
and long live Jerry Jones
Yes.
while we're at it.
Yeah.
Well, as long as he's there, they're going to be beatable.
That's,
for sure.
that's the brightest
keep Jerry
spot
there.
in Dallas that there is. If that man figures out the cure for death, praise be. Praise be. I hope he never dies.
The funniest thing about the whole Dallas situation is watching what's the kid, number 11, Michael Parsons, go nuts in the offseason because they were not doing a damn thing.
Because he doesn't have any help.
team-wise.
Yeah.
But
They're not getting him any help.
Dude, if you saw when we got Cooper DeJong, if you had to go and find the cut when he saw that we was drafting Cooper DeJong, he was hot.
He was hot,
Grease.
yeah.
He's mad. He's like, how do they keep doing this?
Right.
And
Absolutely.
then as Dallas drafts the offensive lineman that would have been there in the 7th or 8th round.
And we talked about that earlier. This is the second year in a row where we had 2 names in our mind.
Right.
Howie
Where it was
Roseman.
like, if they couldn't get Jalen Carter, they got to get Nolan Smith. They
Right.
get both.
Yep.
This year, we got to get Quinyon Mitchell. If
Yep.
they don't, they have to take Cooper
Cooper
DeJong.
DeJong.
Yep.
Got 2
They
of the top
somehow
5
get
corners.
both.
They got both.
2
yeah.
of the top 5 corners
I mean,
coming
I
out in the
feel
draft.
that from
And
Micah
still-
Parsons. I feel
and
that for
still-
him. I don't know how he did it. I'm happy he
I don't
did.
feel nothing for Michael Parsons. He's a Cowboy.
Well, there
Yo,
was
he's
so-
going to come here.
There was so much
doesn't
attention
wanna
being
stay
paid on
there.
the quarterbacks
I
coming
don't
out
want him
early
after
in the
he-
draft in the
I
first
don't
round.
want him after he said what he said during the draft. Damn him.
He is full
No,
of it, dude.
yeah, he
He's
said at the
full of
draft
it.
he said he was never an Eagles fan. No way, he wanted to be a Cowboy. Now you're
He's
a Cowboy
full of
now.
it. He's supposed to say that. What's he
No,
going to say?
no, he's not supposed to say that. You never burn a bridge. He's like, I'm happy that they drafted me, and then once you get a chance to get out of there, get the hell on.
Well, may him stay there and have no success for his whole career, but I don't think that's going to happen.
He's not going to stay there.
I think he's out of
Yeah.
Dude, I think he's out of there. He's had
If
it.
things don't change, he's not going to stay there.
Dalton
he's
Schultz
not, he's
was
not
talking
happy right
about
now.
this not that long ago.
Oh, yeah?
Where Dalton Schultz is now with the Texans.
Right.
And he said it's a totally different dynamic in Houston than it is in Dallas. He said, I felt like a show puppet, like a piece of meat when I'm in Dallas.
You know why?
Even when we're practicing in the locker room, lifting weights, they got glass doors for everybody to come up while they're on the tour to come and look at me. I felt like a caged animal.
No,
Right?
Well, they often talk about, we often talk about the bums. It's like, what did they do to lose? That's why if you notice, they always talk about the loser. I'm tired of talking about losers. Talk about, well, what did
That's
the
Jerry
other,
Jones, man.
No, I'm talking about.
May he never die. I hope he lives forever.
When we look at the media outlets currently, they start talking about why a team lost. You lost because you got your ass kicked. Talk about the team that won. Give them some praise. You rolled your helmet out there. You thought things were gonna be sweet, and they were not. I was like, when 49 was on a three-game losing streak, they was talking about what are they doing wrong. They getting their ass kicked. That's what they're doing. I just get sick and tired of talking about losers, like you continue to talk about the Cowboys.
So let me ask you this: How much last year
Right.
with the Eagles, that slide at the end of the season? How much of that was them getting their butts kicked,
yeah.
or them playing bad, or them giving up, or them not caring, or
Those
an
that-
undercurrent of dissension and division?
the last part of the season was an epic collapse, and it collapsed on every level, coaching on down.
All the levels
coaches,
I just mentioned.
The coaches were not listening to the players, and when you don't listen to the players, if you're gonna keep on putting me out there in this crap, then I'm not gonna put nothing bad on tape. But I was like, but I'm not gonna hurt myself doing what has not worked. And when they come out, when the other team comes out calling out your plays, and when the other offense
From the other side of the country, they were calling out our
when the
plays.
opposing team's offense say all y'all finna run is man under or cover 5, y'all not gonna blitz, y'all
And
not
no
gonna put
side-
any
and no
pressure.
blitz adjustments.
It's like at some point the talent you have to have good quality coaches because the talent level in the NFL is neck and neck. It's the reason why everybody has tremendous why you're in the NFL because you have talent. And if you don't have quality coaching, somebody who knows how to put you in a position to win, somebody who's a true coach, they're not just trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Sometimes you see cats that do not belong in certain systems. And they just keep on trying to force it,
Right.
and they try to blame it on the guy, and then he goes somewhere else, and somebody's like, hey, you do this well, and that well,
And blossoms,
all of a sudden he's flourishing.
Right.
It's like, oh, he must have did something to turn things around. No, he got a coach that knows how to coach.
Well, I think that plays a lot into what was going on with Jalen. You know, everybody talks about how his contribution to the team, his play, his level of play diminished the latter part of the season.
Right.
I believe, particularly when it came to the blitz, they would call a play.
Right.
He's coming up to the line of scrimmage, knows there's going to be a blitz.
Yeah.
He can see the blitz coming, but also knows they have no answer for the blitz.
They have no
So
armor.
now he gets the ball and he's in a panic.
Yeah.
He's trying to make something happen. He's trying to extend the play. He's moving out of the pocket many times last year before he should have moved out of the pocket because he got hit a few times,
Yeah,
obviously,
well,
with a
because-
blitz. He knows the blitz is coming, and there's
Right.
nobody to block, and they don't have an answer.
Yeah, and not
So
only
that changes your mentality.
Yeah, but not only that, if you panned up and you look, with the times he was pump faking, none of the receivers were turning around. They had to run a deep route.
they weren't running sighted.
Yeah.
He was relying on players to get open 14 yards down the field doing a blitz. No, you got to get open right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to get open right now.
Big time.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk about this for a second.
What's
all right?
this?
So, we're blaming the coordinators. What about the coach? Nick Sirianni's house was
CEO?
completely out of order last year.
He's on a
It
short
was an
leash this-
absolute
he's
mess.
on a short leash
He,
this
he
year.
You know why-
did
you know,
less than nothing about it.
You know why he's not on a short leash?
He's on a short leash.
You know why
this
he's not
year.
on a short leash?
Why is he
Because
not
he's
on
a
a
yes
short leash?
man.
Thank
He
you.
does whatever he's told.
He's still on
He's
a
a
short
little
leash.
houseboy for Howie and Jeffrey, right? That's
He's a head
BS.
coach. He's a head coach and a CEO. The thing that I knew if he went into the office when they told him that he had to fire his staff members, if he went in there and said no and backed them up, he was fired too.
He was fired too, yeah.
Yeah, so he knew that it needed to be some change, and that's what a real head coach would do.
But
He's spineless.
It's like,
I
That's
also
spineless.
do you want your
believe
job?
What's that?
Do you want your job?
I want my job,
there
but
you
if I'm
go.
an NFL head coach that believes in myself, I'm going to get another job somewhere else.
But no,
Right?
so you was gonna try to keep the coaches that we had.
Oh, no.
That's why he kept his job, because he knew it was time for them to go.
They should have been going in the middle of the season.
Doug got
He should have
fired.
been gone,
Doug got
too.
fired.
That Seattle game was everything
Doug
that we needed to know.
Doug
When
got
they
fired
took
because he wanted to keep some
Sean
of his guys.
Desai, put him on the shelf,
Doug
and
got-
brought Matt Patricia in. That was fugazi. You
I know.
fire him.
How can
Fire
you-
him. Then
and
why
you,
did
and
he
you know
stay?
why? And do you know why you can't fire him? Because he did not hire his staff.
Well, I mean,
This is why I'm trying to tell you that he's not going to get fired. This is an unconventional organization. They pick and choose the staff, and they
So
put
in
a
other
head.
words, we
they
gotta
put a-
hope and pray we have capable coordinators for the rest of his
I think
tenure.
I think they did a pretty good job.
you can't tell me that last year, Nick Sirianni, when he hired Brian Johnson as the offensive coordinator,
Right.
he knew that he was a novice. He knew that Brian Johnson had never called plays in a game before.
But Nick
That-
didn't hire him. Howie hired him.
Okay, but that's your opinion.
No, I know.
Well, then Howie is an
Yes.
idiot.
Okay.
100%.
But Nick, you can't tell me that Nick wasn't involved in the offensive installation, in the offensive game planning,
No.
and even in the offense.
this
Yes,
is the
because
problem.
You
because
wanna
Brian
know why he
Johnson was
wasn't?
because Brian was brand new, and Nick had a hand in that.
This
But
is
you
the
know, but
problem, Irv,
Nick-
because when you have a
Nick had a
guy
voice
like
in
that,
I don't think he did.
when you have a guy like that that is insisting on coming in and how he hires him, he's inserting himself too far into the aspect of this game where he doesn't need to be. That's a Jerry Jones move right there, where I'm in
Howie?
control of everything.
Howie?
Yes.
He's been. You just realizing that's what goes on.
I'm not realizing that, but I'm saying
Well,
that's the problem.
You just realized that's what goes
and
on.
it may not.
That's the
When
problem.
they drafted Milton,
I don't want to be
away-
following Jerry Jones' lead.
Hold on. When they draft, but he has the Super Bowl, a couple of Super Bowl appearances and one victory at what he's doing. The one thing is like if you have success at doing it and you picking a way to do it and it's working, why would you change it?
Well, let me say this.
Well, we were having success
about
last year.
Did we win the first 10 games?
We sure did,
Okay.
but how did that end? How did that end?
Okay. Did we win
What
10
did- what
games?
did
we had
Did
success
we
and then we
win-
stopped having
Did
success.
we win 10 games?
Of course.
Okay.
But
Did we have a winning season?
were we not embarrassed at the end of the season?
Yes, we were. But did we have
Okay.
a winning season?
What's that?
Did we have a winning season? Did we have more victories than we had losses?
Listen.
I'll wait.
You
I'll
can
wait.
wait all you want. A 9-8 season is a winning season. That'll leave you short of the playoffs.
Whoa! It's getting good now.
Right?
It's
It
getting
doesn't-
good now.
But we won 10 games. What would you fire him for?
We won 11
Now tell me
games.
what you were firing for.
Fire who?
Tell me,
Sirianni?
Yeah, tell me what you were firing for.
He's soft.
Tell me what you were firing
He's
for.
soft.
Did we not go to the
he's
Super
He
Bowl?
believes he should be fired because of the debacle at the end of the season.
Did-
Right, his
did-
coordinator- according
So
to
he
what
should
we're
be-
talking
so
about
he
right
should
now,
be-
his coordinator
he
got
should-
him to the Super Bowl.
he
so
should
what
be-
good is he? What is he doing?
He's a CEO. That's what the head coach is. You can't be the head coach always talk about offense on the offensive side. You have to have your ass and your head in the game. You have to be on both sides of the ball.
It
you
doesn't
can't
seem
just
like
be.
he's on any side of the ball.
He's out there.
there
He's
just
watching the
guessing
game.
Jerry.
He's watching the game.
Right?
He's actually controlling the game. If he's back there doing some offensive stuff,
Well, a
and
lot of
something
us
happens
watch the
defense-
game.
Yeah, but we're not the head coach.
Okay, but if that's all
if
he's doing,
if you're back there pussyfooting around with the offense,
right?
and the defense is on the field, and the defense may need a timeout. Something may come up where that you need to challenge the play. Who has that power? The head coach. If you back there jocking around with the offense, you don't see that. You have to have your head in the game, and that's what he is. He's a CEO. He manages everybody else. He's supposed to put capable people in charge of his offense and defense, so he just has to manage.
Which he didn't do last year.
Yes, and I keep telling you,
didn't do it.
He didn't do it last year.
He didn't hire them either.
Listen, I do have to somewhat agree with you with regards to that, because I know that when we were playing together, my third year
Yeah,
here.
thank you, because I was about to bring it up.
My
That's a good example.
You know what we're talking about, don't you?
My third
Let's
year.
go tight.
No.
No. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Can I finish?
Go
Doggone
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My third year here, John Gruden left.
Right.
He was here my first 2 years. They brought in a guy by the name of Dana Bible.
And tell them when they hired Dana
They,
Bible. Where was
they
Ray
hired
Rose
Dana
at?
Bible
Where
while
was
Ray Rose was
at?
on vacation.
Boom.
And watch this.
Okay. Okay.
You know, the year before, Bobby Hoeing came in and he was playing well, and
He was the
everybody
man.
thought he was the next Jesus for us
he was the
at
next
quarterback.
Roger Wilski. He
But
was
then when
wearing
Gruden
number 7
left, Bible came in and messed Bobby Hoeing up.
It was god awful.
So
And
we're
he
about,
didn't wash his hands after
we're
taking
about
the dump.
halfway through the season.
Okay.
And we're
literally, for real.
we're getting smashed by a team. I go to the sidelines, and I had a good relationship with Ray Rose. I go to the sidelines and I said, Ray, you got to take him out. You got to get him out of the game. And Ray looked at me and told me, he said, I can't. I said, why? He says, because they won't let me.
Okay.
Now say it with me. I'm a man and I win.
He said they
man,
won't
and I
let
win.
me. And we all know who they is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it was Modrak or whether it was Lurie.
No,
Now,
it
who was
it
up
wasn't
there
even
at that
Modrak.
time? That
It
wasn't Jeff
Modrak.
Lurie, but it also wasn't
Joe
Norm
Banner.
Brayman, right?
Joe Banner.
was up there?
It was Joe Banner.
Modrak
came. The Modrak came.
Modrak was there my last year.
He came at the end of that season.
Okay.
Because he came towards the end
I know
of
he
that
was
season.
there.
Yeah, he came towards
Because
the
he
end
was the
of
one I talked to about retiring.
I know. Because it came at the end of the season. They
Yeah.
brought him in because we were sticking up the joint.
But Banner was there as well. But
And then
was saying,
he
I
came
can't
in
do
and he was sticking up the joint.
Yep. They won't let me.
Dana Bible didn't wash his hands after taking a dump each and every day during training camp. Yeah. So don't ever shake that man's hand.
This is the insight that you're not going to get anywhere
Well,
else.
it was
folks.
training camp. Just like it was a different
is the
time.
insight you're not gonna get anywhere
everybody
else.
here used to go up to training camp at what was that Lehigh.
This is what I'm
Lehigh
talking
Westchester.
about. If you're not listening to reality
Y'all
check,
didn't know
if you're
because
not
you came
listening
into
to
our
I know, look,
you
I
ain't
only know
missing out
because
on
you
the real
told me that.
story.
Yeah, but because he came into the defensive bathroom to do it.
I understand that, but I only know because you told me that.
I say you taking the whiz in. He comes out the dumper and you don't hear any water. He's like, seriously? Really?
You're not getting the real story if you're not listening to Vetted or
Really?
Reality Check.
Do y'all
He
know what
did
he's
it
talking about? Do you know what he's talking
Every
about?
single day.
Apparently, I just got a reality check.
Reality
Wha-
check.
wha-
It smells bad.
While
Yeah.
we're on the subject, it is time to pay some bills. We're going to take a commercial break. Before we go, everybody go check out Frosty Fusion Carts. This is an all ages welcome event. They have desserts, they have ice cream. Face painting by Heather is here outside of the Eagles Autism tent. Eagles Autism has arrived. We've got hats, we've got autographed memorabilia. Hank Sauce is here. Spectre Art is here. The Be a Hero campaign is here. Long Drink is here. I've been sipping on that this whole time. Seattle Iced Tea is here.
Sipping, you're supposed to drink it,
Cornhole
man.
Iced Tea. Yes, Cornhole Grays is sponsoring the Cornhole Tournament. We've got stuff to give away from Wild Ocean Surf Shop, from Eagles Autism Foundation. We've got a bat to give away from Birdman Bats. Wait till you guys see this customized bat.
Where's that bat
Beautiful. We're gonna bring it out after the
Okay.
break.
You keep on saying that.
We need to. We need to
I want to
that.
see this bat you've been hyping up.
He's been hyping
It's
it up a lot.
beautiful. Wait till you see it.
I'm waiting. We
On
waiting.
the other side, we're going to continue this because I might be down, but I'm not out yet.
You are.
Right?
Why don't you
I
go?
might be down, but I'm not out yet. I want to talk a little bit more about Nick Sirianni.
Why
on
don't
the
you go
other
to
side.
Disneyland and watch the Cowboys practice?
Disneyland.
That's where they practice at in the
Disney.
training camp
Disneyland.
out in
Yeah,
LA.
because they're a fairy
Nobody's
tale.
going to Disneyland right now.
That's
It's
because
hot
they're
out
a
here.
fairy
It's
tale.
sweating. We need to get Hollis a third towel, by the way.
Yeah.
He's got two of them, and they're
Yeah.
soaked.
Yeah, I
On
got
the
me
other
some
side of the
sign.
break, we're going to continue this debate about Nick Sirianni.
There
and
is
his-
no debate.
There is no debate. There is no debate. We're going to talk on the other side of the break. Everybody, stay tuned. Come back. We are at Charlie's, the historic Charlie's, celebrating their 80th anniversary this year on 800 Store Road. Stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side to the fastest 2 hours in sports. Charlie's Bar. We are back live at Charlie's on 800 Shore Road in Summers Point. Listen, this is Charlie's 80th anniversary, folks. If you are not here, you are missing out. The parking lot is full.
He turned.
Oh, there we go. The parking lot is full right now, but we still have some room. And the usual suspects are going on after us at 2 o'clock. You got us for about another 40 minutes, but usual suspects coming on next, so stay tuned for that. Everyone, please come out to Charlie's Bar. We're donating to two of the most worthy causes that you can imagine right now. The Eagles Autism Foundation and Jason Kelsey's Be Philly Foundation. Also, the Be a Hero Foundation is here as well, doing the Montini Challenge. They've got a drink that you have to taste. It is out of this world, non-alcoholic. Frosty Fusion carts are here with ice cream, mixed drinks, all different types of desserts. Absolutely come out and check out Frosty Fusion carts. This is an all ages event. Welcome. Go see Heather at the Eagles Autism Foundation tent, right? Heather is doing face painting and body painting. We have Spectre Art here, Hank Saw, CIC. The Long Drink is here, the official sponsor of Pete Vasali's Summer. I'm drinking Long Drink all summer long. You should join me on that. It's delicious. CIC is here, Cornhole Craze. Birdman Bats is giving out a beautiful bat to the winner of the Cornhole Tournament. Wild Ocean Surf Shop, Cornhole Craze, Eagles Autism. Why are you not here yet? Why are you not here yet?
Everybody else
We are
is.
ready to
Where
roll,
is this
baby.
bat you've been touting?
I know.
Can we get the bat out here, folks?
Thank
Where's
you.
Jim at from Charlie's?
gosh.
We need to put this bat up on the stage for everybody to see what it is. Jim, the owner of Charlie's, we need the bat, please. Can we get the bat out here so everybody can see it?
B-A-T.
Yeah. Birdman Bats made a gorgeous bat for us, right? Kelly green, black, silver.
Yeah?
Oh, it's stunning. It says Go Birds on it.
All right.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there
Jim,
it
we
is.
get that. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the bat
It's
from
in the glass.
Birdman
It's in the
Bats.
glass.
There it is. All right, take a look at that.
Oh,
What do you
cool.
think about that, Tank?
That's nice.
That's gorgeous, right? That's courtesy
Yeah.
of Birdman Bats.
Nice.
We gotta
Nice
give
weight.
huge thanks to Gary Malik and Birdman Bats. I did see state champion from the Mainland Mustangs, Nico Carfagno, running around somewhere. Where's Nico Carfagno at? Of the state champion Mainland Mustangs. We got New Jersey state champions in the house right now.
Okay.
And on top of that,
I'm the hype man of the
yes, hype
Here's
man,
the hype man of the
Mustangs is
Mustangs.
here as
Mustang.
well.
Mustang hype man.
Swoop's going to be joining us shortly. And, just in case you weren't paying attention, we got two of the biggest Eagles royalty that you can imagine here, Hollis Thomas and Irving Fry. Right?
I would stop messing with Hollis right now.
Oh,
I wouldn't mess with Hollis right now.
He's got a bat in his
Yeah, I wouldn't
hands,
mess with
folks.
Hollis right now. I
I'm
wouldn't mess
I'm
with him
not-
anyway, but I really wouldn't mess with him right
I'm
now.
not going to use this in
No, I don't
violence.
think he would.
Not in violence.
I got to say, my buddy Greg from Wild Ocean Surf Shop, when he made the donation to give us the T-shirts and stickers that we gave away, he said, "Is Hollis the sweetest man you've ever met in your life?"
Hollis Mack takes a lot of time, probably maybe like 4 or 5 times a day. He pauses and takes time to maximize his sexy.
Yep.
100% he
daily
does.
He
basis.
takes the time to maximize his
On a
sexy.
daily basis.
There
if I
are plenty
don't-
of times where I'm trying to get him on the phone.
He's like, I'm
and
maximizing my sexy.
That's
yeah.
exactly what he
yeah.
tells me.
Hollis, what were you doing? I was maximizing my sexy.
I was maximizing my sexy.
You have to do it at all
Right?
costs.
And this is one sexy gentleman.
Right, thank you. I appreciate it.
If I say, I'm only going to say it once.
Thanks.
We
Yeah,
don't need
don't
to get
say it
on
more
the
than
Daryl
once. Yeah,
Morey level
yeah,
of
don't say
weird
it more
here.
than once.
No,
Yeah,
but-
more than once would be weird.
I don't want any crumble cookies.
You can tell the big man is still ready to get out on the field if we need him to.
Only
Right?
one play. Just one play. A goal line
Just
play.
one play?
A
That's
goal
all you
line
got
play.
in you?
To stop a quarterback sneak, I'm good.
There we go. There we go. Bring him in on 3rd and 1. Third and goal. Right? Now, we were talking a little bit before about Nick Sirianni.
Yep.
Right?
You were.
Well, yeah, well, we were.
You were.
We were.
You were. You were.
He
you
was,
were.
but listen, he
Listen,
was
I'm upset, man. That
because
was a disappointment last year.
CEO, whatever he was doing last year,
Right.
he still was a part of the problem.
Right.
He was
was a
still
part
a part
of
of
the
the problem
problem.
last year.
Yep.
He was a part of the
And-
problem.
And he gets if you do, if you go through the pecking order, he should get the most blame because he's the head guy.
100%.
And it starts with him. And the reason the team, I believe, could not come back together and play as a unit is because he was unable,
Well,
whatever level.
it was too far gone.
He was,
Put it this way.
but he allowed it to get too far gone.
And here's
Well,
the
it's-
thing, and
and
when your
it's-
house is out of order, it starts with the problem
Right.
and it finishes with the problem. And
It
it
was-
finished with one of the biggest disappointments that we've ever seen.
The problem really was them hiring two first-time coordinators
Right.
again and thinking we were going to find lightning in the bottle. Two guys who had never called any plays before. One guy who was
Not gonna happen.
And then you should have just hired Vic Fangio when you had the opportunity to, and then just got a real offensive coordinator instead of getting a guy who's been an assistant. He's never done everything by himself. He's never had his name. He's always been a co-defensive coordinator.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a state champion in the house right now.
Oh, cool.
Nico Carfagno just walked up to the table. You heard me talking about him earlier.
been here for a while.
They're asking me for autographs. You need to ask him for an autograph. This man won a state championship in a blowout.
All right, congratulations.
A blowout, right?
Yes.
That's for
In a game that everybody said they had no business being on the
Basketball.
field, Mainland Mustangs. This boy was a part of a team that upset everybody.
Wow.
Football, right?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
You know it.
Way to go.
Played safety like his cousin Pete.
He didn't play no damn safety, man.
Pete, you really?
In high school.
And not even in
school.
Pop Warner.
Right?
So
I went a different direction in college and played lacrosse, but that's okay.
So the Eagles debacle last year, I think, brought about a necessary sense of urgency that they didn't necessarily have last year.
Right.
You know, we went into last year high expectations, talking about the Super Bowl.
Right.
And obviously they fell apart. So that opened up an opportunity to address some issues on defense that I don't necessarily think they would have addressed this year had they played a little bit better. Because they realized, yes, every team in the league right now has a certain window when you have because of the salary cap, you
Right.
can only keep so many talented players at one time because at some point you're going to have to let them go.
Right.
So there's a window, particularly for this offense and their offensive players, of about 4 or 5 years
Right.
that they have to strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah.
And they wasted a year last year. They
yeah.
wasted one of those window years last year.
And it's just what you said. I truly think had we made it further in the playoffs and the linebacker core that we had that we put together with toothpaste and bubble gum and some popsicle sticks, that they would have kept that thinking that was the end all be all.
Right.
The safety position we went back and got at C.J. Gardner Johnson. We went back and got him.
That was a huge acquisition.
That was one of the more.
Uh-oh, the band is kicking off,
I know.
man.
Hey,
yeah.
shut up! I'm still talking.
Yeah, I know. They're jacking us up over there. Yo!
Usual suspects are getting warmed up on now, Ralph, folks.
Usual suspects, thank you. We're trying to have a show over here.
I just got this bat.
The sweetest man alive is about to get not so sweet.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
but to what Irv was just saying about the linebacking core, and basically the middle of our secondary, we had some decent corners, but then our middle of our secondary we had some young
Bradbury
guys.
wasn't decent.
Okay, so he's sick.
Yeah.
So on the back end, on the middle to the back end, we were relying so much on the defensive line.
Yeah.
And then once they knew to double team our big guys and move and matriculate up to the linebackers who didn't. I was watching the linebacker core one time. They did not know how to fit nothing.
No, they running into each
they
other.
Just running into
Not
each other.
filling gaps. Not you know.
It was one time.
Linemen pulling, they're not filling where the linemen left.
Not only that, it was one time in the secondary during coverage, I literally saw our DBs run into each other.
Yeah.
That,
A couple
like
times.
The Keystone Cops.
A couple times.
And then the tackling was atrocious.
You mentioned it, and we did this on our show, but I'm going to bring this up so that
Okay.
Pete can chime in and so that everybody who is here can hear this.
Bring it to me.
You talked about the defensive line.
Right.
Jordan Davis.
Yep.
That's the big. I believe Jalen Carter is going. He's going to be.
He's gonna wreck shop.
He's going to wreck shop.
100%.
He's going to play like his hair is on fire.
Yep.
But Jordan Davis is a big question mark this
Yeah.
year.
But as much
for-
as you love for me to be negative, right? I gotta agree with you on.
Well, no, it's
Oh,
not.
Jalen
It's
Carter.
not. It's not.
No,
being-
Jalen Carter, yeah,
no,
but Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis
This is
is
his
double-
first of all, it's his third year.
It's his
Now
third
they
year.
make a lot of excuses for him. Well, you know, he played the first year he was here. He played about
fatting out of shape.
28%
Not
of
no
the
more.
defensive plays last year. He played like
He's
45% of the defensive plays. But listen, I know, yeah, when he was at Georgia, they didn't play that many defensive plays, so he
Right,
came
exactly.
in and wasn't used to having all those reps. But this is your third year now.
Third year.
You're getting paid a pretty penny. You
A nice
drive
premium.
a real nice car and live in a real nice house.
Oh, yeah.
For a reason.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There's no more excuses for him. Get your behind on the field and do your freaking job.
Yeah.
Or if
And
this
your
was
job.
the bill on him when he got drafted, everybody said he gives up on plays. He gets tired at the
Well,
end of
I'll
the
tell
season.
you what.
He gets out of shape. He doesn't give his full effort the whole game.
That
he doesn't
needs to
play.
change this year.
100%.
And
You're in Philadelphia, my friend.
what-
You're going to
so-
start getting booed. You're not going to like it.
If he
what-
doesn't
and I
come
don't
out,
want to hear it from you. It's
Can
your
you
fault.
imagine being on the defensive line? I got Jalen Carter next to me.
Right?
What? There should be no reason they're not wreaking havoc in the middle of the field. Between the two of them,
Yep.
That's a sweet
that-
layup. You
the
double
one-
team Carter. You know one guy can
the-
stop Jordan Davis.
I'm
The
eating
one
all
thing-
day.
Giving up.
I'm
The
eating
one
all
thing-
day.
The one thing that I think that a lot of people didn't pay attention to, we have a whole new defensive line coach. So he's not the teacher's pet anymore.
Right. It's
So
gonna
it's
be
like so you have a new defensive line coach. You have to reprove yourself, and not only that, the kid that they didn't draft, he came in as an undrafted free agent
Right,
who was
right.
destroying people.
Well,
at
Jordan
the
better
Senior
get
Bowls.
it or he's gonna be sitting.
Well, this is what I'm saying, and the way that Milton Williams has been going about it,
Right.
he will not
Break.
It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy for him to be sitting on the bench if he doesn't come on with the come on.
Well, if he gets sitting on the bench,
unlike-
you might as well get rid of him.
well, that's what they
Be like
may
that,
trade him.
like that lineman from the Jets.
What I'm trying to say is that they built the competition in the defensive
Right.
front to where if he's not getting it done, then he won't be on the field.
All right, we're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. We got to take a short break, right? But before we go, we got to let you all know that Eagles Autism is here, and the raffle baskets are out for Jason Kelsey Day. Let's give thanks to Jason Kelsey for the man that brought us here today.
Where's Eagles Autism at?
Eagles Autism is just a little bit to our right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just making sure you got to tell the people. It's
Oh,
people
yeah.
with their back to you.
Well, I'm talking to the
Eagles
people that
Autism
listen
is
at
up
home
front.
that are slacking on being
Next
here
to be
right
the
now.
hero.
Yeah, just right next to the Be a Hero Foundation tent. Go see the ladies from Eagles Autism. We're so grateful for them to be here. They've got autographed memorabilia. They've got hats. They've got buckets. They've got signed footballs. Okay, we're giving out 2 chances for $10, 5 chances for $20. We've got a gift card to Hank Sauce, a Heather Gray Eagles Autism hoodie, a blue 86th Street long sleeve t-shirt, a royal blue SIC hat. We have Hank Sauce dog toy, Hank Sauce all-purpose dry rub, which I have personally used plenty of times. I love Hank Sauce. Hank Sauce is here, right?
We're not on commercial yet,
Yeah,
sucker.
chill over there. Oh, you know,
We're not at commercial yet. Cool it over there.
we're gonna be right
Settle
back
down.
after this. Go Spectre Art, Be a Hero Foundation, Long Drink, CL Iced Tea, and Cornhole Craze. We'll be back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are back live on 98.7 The Coast. 106.3 Coast Country, the newest country station in South Jersey. If you're listening to country music, you want to be tuned into 106.3. There's never anywhere better to listen to country music. Okay, we are live at Charlie's Bar in Summers Point on 800 Shore Road. Let's go, everybody. If you are not here, you are missing out. The usual suspects are about to go on right after us. Hank Sauce is here. Frosty Fusion Cards is here. They've got desserts for the kids. We got a face painting by Heather, body painting by Heather over at the Eagles Autism Tent.
Oh.
The Be Hero campaign is here. We've got Spectre Art here.
It's
we got
going down.
CILIC, and we got Long Drink. Long Drink is the best summer drink that you could possibly imagine.
What about Seattle Spiked Iced Tea?
Seattle Spiked Iced Tea is a close second, right? It's my alternate go-to to Long Drink.
I don't think the guys at Seattle Spiked Iced Tea would like to hear that.
Well,
I'm just saying, you know.
Hey, we all have preferences.
There's no time to pick favorites.
We all have
no
preferences.
time to pick favorites.
I do love Seattle Spiked Iced Tea. But personally, I'm drinking Long Drink right now.
Yeah.
I'm drinking Long Drink all summer.
Note to
You,
self.
the more you drink, the faster you talk.
Yeah.
Hey, better than slower. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, that's bad.
You know what I'm saying? It's better than slower.
Yeah.
But-
That would be all bad.
It would be all bad, but it's all good here at Charlie's,
All good.
celebrating their 80th anniversary, everybody. Give it up
Yes.
for Charlie's. We need to give thanks to Charlie's. We need to give thanks to the Eagles Autism Foundation,
What's up, baby?
to Jason Kelsey's Be Philly Foundation.
We haven't
We're
talked-
talking
we haven't
all
talked about
things
Jason.
birds
We haven't
here.
talked about Jason Kelsey today, other than saying that
Other
it's
than
for his
saying
Well,
foundation.
can we talk about him, please? Because this
Well, I mean,
man,
you're the host. We're just the co-host.
okay.
You run the show.
Well, while you
steer
brought
the
it
ship,
up-
man. Steer the ship.
While you brought it up, I'm gonna
I just work
steer
here.
us away from the iceberg. Right? Jason Kelsey, this man. Were you as disappointed as I was when he announced retirement?
Who,
I
me?
could. I
Yeah,
personally.
I wasn't disappointed because I know him. At first I wasn't and talking to him.
Well, you guys have gone through it, so you
Well,
understand.
no, it's like he was at the top. He's at the top of his game, the best center. But then in talking to him, he started talking about the way his body was feeling. And I think it's time to. I don't know if that was what made you jump on the water wagon, but it was like, and I've only told this story to a few people. After I did my 15th season, I went to, I think it was Pete Carroll had just got the Seattle Seahawks job, and I went up there and did a workout, and they said that we did a bunch of calisthenics and different movements, and he said that was a warm-up. I slapped the table. I said, "Give me my per diem. I'm done. Give me my per diem.
Because you
give me
wore
my
out
private-"
after the warm-up, huh?
Dude, it was vigorous, and I didn't have it in me. And so when Jason Kelsey started talking about the way his body was feeling, it's not that he doesn't have the motivation to play. It's just going to be it's harder to get up to play. And it's like you. And he'll tell you, because he took care of himself extremely well. He rarely missed a game. Irvin did, and it was like you commend it. And he was a receiver when receivers was getting blasted. When you miss a pass, you get blasted. Not the stuff that the flag football we got going on now. But and then he played almost. How many games did you miss?
When I was here in Philly,
No,
I didn't miss any games here in 3 years.
I know you didn't miss any games here, and he was playing with a broke toe.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And so, but when you
the will, the determination.
That's why I'm so adamant about Joel Embiid, because
Yeah, that's why-
I can speak from experience.
and when
right?
and then,
Talking about a guy that doesn't get hit versus one
Yeah.
that gets hit on every single play
Me.
and does everything he can possibly do to stay on the field.
The one thing that some people don't know is I walked in on him getting an injection into the top of his toe.
Oh my
He had a
goodness.
broke
That
toe.
was every
I-
You're
week.
not going near
That
my
was-
toe with a needle. Are you kidding me?
That was
and
every week, the whole
that was-
season.
but that was
every
every
week, the whole season.
I had no idea because at that point I was still young and athletic, and it was my first time having to get numbed up. So as I walked in, I see them holding his foot with a needle about yay big, sticking it into the top of his big toe to numb it up. I did feel like a chump
go out
afterwards.
and play.
To go out and play.
Go out
I
and
did
play,
feel
yeah.
like a chump afterwards because I was screaming like a lunch whistle. They stuck me. So
You screamed when they stuck you,
Oh,
Hollis.
dude! At that point, I was still young. I think I was like 22, and I had never been shot up before, and it hurt like a son of a buck.
did
But
hurt,
once the medicine got in there and cycled, you were able to go out and be bulletproof. I was like, but so in listening to Kelsey, basically of what we know now of what they've learned from us being guinea pigs, I understood why he had to walk away, because why he still could. Because it's not like he plays like safety or a position where he's hardly ever going to get hit. He's getting hit every play that he's out there. So
I think there were two scenarios that could have taken place that would have been major factors in Kelsey retiring this year. One was the debacle that took place at the end of the season.
And him knowing a lot that goes on upstairs.
Yes, and I think that factored in. I also think had this team not had so many holes in it, and the expectations for the following year here in 2024 were so many questions come into factor or play in fact, I think he may have played a little bit longer. But there's a big question there. Now, last year we were in the same situation where he was contemplating retiring, but there was a big plus on the side of the Eagles in terms of what they thought they'd be able to accomplish in 2023. So that's a big part of why he came back last year.
But let me ask
this
you
year,
this.
that's not there. It wasn't there when he retired.
I know, but let me ask you this. But say before you make your decision to retire, you see all the moves we made for you. You go out and get Devin White, who's an underrated signing, because he has something to prove, and he was already a really good linebacker. And and so you go out, they do that. Then they go get C.J. Gardner. Then they make a way to get both of the guys that we got in the secondary. Then you go out and get Vic Fangio and then Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator. And then
If I retired, I might have unretired.
Yeah, well, no, but that's what I'm saying. I personally think that if he hadn't retired early as he did, because he said it too.
He probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, he said he probably would have still came back. It would have been an opportunity to take these guys deep into the playoffs.
That's my point exactly. That's my point exactly. One of the factors was all the holes that were left in this team, in the Eagles team, at the end of the season.
Right.
Very disappointing for him as well as everybody else, but I think it weighed on him heavily because of his time here in Philadelphia, the success he's had individually and the teams that he's been on here in Philadelphia. And for them to go out like they did last year in such an embarrassing fashion, it weighed a lot on him. I think it played heavily on him emotionally.
And I wanted to ask both of you this, but we're going to ask just Irv because you addressed it already.
Right? What
I was going to say, how many plays do you think you have left in you? You said you have 1 3rd and goal.
And I was bullcrapping. I ain't got nothing left. I ain't got nothing
You got nothing?
No.
All right.
All I got is trouble. All I have is trouble for you if you try me. That's all I have. That's all I got. Trouble for you if you try me. Other than that, no.
That's coming from the sweetest man alive.
I'm just saying that. So people like
I can tell you right now.
People like to try stuff, you know.
I can probably get about 5 or 6 passes against Bradbury.
Okay. 5 or 6 passes
And
against Bradbury.
I can probably score on Bradbury.
Well, yeah, you're gonna put one in on Bradbury. You're gonna go all the way down the field, but like on legitimate NFL corners that aren't washed up.
Nah, Doc, I'm 61 years old. Those days are over.
That's unbelievable.
Those days are over.
That's unbelievable. You don't look 61 years old.
Well, I appreciate that, but I am 61.
Not a wrinkle on your face.
Well, I got wrinkles. You just can't see it.
Still in shape to play, if I might comment on that.
Well, I appreciate it, but I know.
And I'm also not buying it from you, Tank.
What? I'm 50.
I think you got one run stuffing.
No, that was long. Like probably when it was like my mid to early 40s, but like once you pass like 45, you don't dream anymore. Those dreams can turn into nightmares.
So in other words, at 42, I got 3 years left in me.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we got to wrap it up.
We're going to take a break.
Are we
No, he said wrap it up.
He said
wrapping it up.
He said wrapping it up, sucker.
We're wrapping it up.
He said wrap it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our show today. The fastest 2 hours in sports.
That was.
Right?
Let us get out of here first, and then he'll say what's up.
Right?
Is that how you don't want to wait? Wow.
The fastest 2 hours in sports, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Reality Check on 98.7 The Coast and 106.3 Coast Country. That was our show today. Irving Fryer, Hollis Thomas, thank you guys so much for
I
being here
appreciate it.
today.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
baby.
Thank you so much for being here today. Hero Campaign, thank you so much for being here today.
Don't forget the
Eagles
birds.
Autism, we give all the thanks to you. Charlie's Bar, we give all the thanks to you.
Charlie.
Right?
Jim.
Hank Saw, Spectre Art, Frosty Fusion. If you
Usual
haven't hit
Suspect.
these up yet, you need to get over there. And if you're not at Charlie's yet, we still have 3 more hours, folks.
Whoa.
Usual Suspects are about to go on. We're
Yeah.
wrapping it up, but we are hanging out. Come get a picture with Hollis and Irv. They're going to shake hands and kiss babies for a little bit. They need to get off to a soiree by Brian Dawkins, one of our
Yeah.
other beloved brothers.
Yeah,
right?
you ain't gonna have
They're
me
gonna
out
hang
there
out
in the
for a
sun.
short little
You
bit.
gonna hang out. It's that sun that's beaming
That
down on
sun
me.
is killing my
I'm finna
man
give me
Tank.
I'm finna give
He's
me some
going
wings.
through about 5 different towels.
I'm finna
by
give me
now,
some wings.
right?
That's what I'm finna do.
We also need to thank Birdman Bats. The winner of the Colonial Tournament is getting a Birdman bat.
Oh, cool.
Right? Thank you, Wild Ocean Surf Shop, for the t-shirts and stickers. Thank you so much to Long Drink, CLAC, and Cornhole Craze. Everybody, that was our show. Let's give it up for Charlie's. Let's give it up for everybody. And Usual Suspects are on right after we're done.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. That's it. That's all. Thank you very much.
Sign this.